Nothing in this world has the power to truly defeat you once you grasp the hidden patterns that govern human behavior. Life's biggest challenges rarely stem from other people directly. They arise from our own illusions, misjudgments, and misplaced expectations. This is why so many individuals feel stuck despite their efforts. Today, I'm going to break down timeless principles inspired by Machiavelli principles that can equip you with clarity, resilience, and the confidence to steer your life instead of being swept away by it. Picture this scenario. Someone sits alone in their car moments after being dismissed from a job they thought was secure. Their hands tremble as they dial their partner's number. "I don't understand," they whisper. "I did everything right. I followed every instruction." And yet, they're blindsided. Why? Because they were predictable. They moved within patterns that everyone around them had already mapped out. Predictability, though often praised, can quietly shut the door on opportunities and expose you to setbacks you never saw coming. By the time you finish this, you'll see how to shift your thinking from vulnerability to power. You'll understand why some people rise above chaos while others stay trapped in the same cycles. Most importantly, you'll discover 8 transformative principles lessons that have kept Machiavelli's insights alive and relevant for over 5 centuries. But first, let's anchor your mindset. In the comments, write this affirmation: "I control my own destiny." Why do so many people feel weak or overlooked? It isn't because the world is inherently cruel, it's because society trains us to play small. From childhood, we're told to follow the rules, to avoid rocking the boat, to wait for recognition. We're taught that good behavior guarantees rewards, that loyalty automatically earns respect, and that obedience leads to success. These are some of the biggest myths people carry into adulthood. Look at the people you know who always say yes to everything, who bend over backwards to avoid conflict, who wait for permission before they act. Where are they now? Often still waiting, still hoping their hard work will be noticed, still believing that fairness is automatic. Machiavelli saw a hard truth that most people still deny. The world doesn't naturally reward passivity or predictability. Those who are strategic, adaptable, and willing to act on their own terms tend to advance. Those who cling to compliance often get overlooked. When you're completely predictable, you leave yourself exposed. Others can map your next move, exploit your habits, and box you into a role you never chose. And when your behavior is governed by other people's expectations rather than your own purpose, you risk missing out on growth and opportunity. This is why being overly accommodating, even when paired with hard work and loyalty, often backfires. The system isn't malfunctioning, it's running exactly as designed. The resourceful thrive because they understand this. The timid lose out because they never adjust. The bold succeed because they dare to step beyond the script. Machiavelli famously wrote, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose, it is safer to be feared than loved." But contrary to popular belief, he wasn't advocating cruelty. He was advocating awareness. He was shining a light on how social dynamics really work. Once you stop expecting the world to automatically reward effort and goodness, you can start navigating it intelligently. You gain the power to protect your path instead of waiting for someone else to do it for you. Repeat this truth to yourself. No one is obligated to reward your efforts. The faster you internalize that, the clearer and more decisive you become. Principle 1. See through human nature. Most of our disappointments don't come from outright betrayal. They come from misreading people. We project our own values onto others and assume they think, feel, and act as we do. We see what we want to see rather than what's actually there. This is the root of unnecessary heartbreak and frustration. Every person you encounter has their own motives, priorities, and interests. Even acts of kindness are rarely without some form of return recognition, validation, a sense of purpose. This doesn't mean people are selfish villains. It means they're human. Everyone has limits. When the stakes rise, self-interest inevitably enters the equation. Accepting this is not cynicism, it's clarity. Those who see people clearly are more adaptable and thoughtful. When others expect indifference, but you show real care, you stand out. When they expect blind loyalty, but you demonstrate independence, you earn respect. When they expect hesitation, but you respond with confidence, you shift the power dynamic in your favor. Machiavelli once said, "People are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims." This wasn't a celebration of deceit. It was a warning to stay aware. Pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. Watch their patterns. Learn what motivates them. Observe how they make decisions under pressure. This awareness isn't about judging. It's about equipping yourself to make better choices and set healthier boundaries. Trusting everyone leaves you vulnerable. Trusting no one isolates you. But trusting selectively allows you to thrive. Ask yourself, which one do you want to be? Write this in the comments. I see clearly now. Principle 2. Control your reactions. More often than not, people don't lose respect because of their failures. They lose it because of how they respond to them. Watch someone in traffic. One moment they're calm, the next they're shouting at strangers. This reaction communicates volumes about their emotional discipline. Your reactions are always signaling information about you. A person who lashes out at criticism can appear insecure. Someone who scrambles to justify themselves may seem desperate for approval. A leader who panics under pressure can look unfit to lead. By observing and mastering your own responses, you gain a level of influence that others can feel, but rarely explain. Think of the last time someone tested your patience, questioned your judgment, ignored your contribution, or criticized your work. Did you get defensive? Did you rush to explain yourself? Did you lose your composure? Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The person who pauses before responding protects their power. This doesn't mean becoming cold or emotionless. It means deploying your emotions with strategy. Show patience when it strengthens your position. Show kindness when it builds trust. Show vulnerability when it deepens bonds. Avoid broadcasting insecurity or desperation. The next time someone provokes you, pause, take a breath, count to 3. Decide consciously how you want to respond. This single habit can transform how people perceive you. Remember, true power comes not from controlling others, but from controlling yourself. Write this in the comments. I choose my response. Principle 3. Combine respect with boundaries. Here's an uncomfortable reality. Being endlessly available often makes people stop valuing you. When they assume you'll always be there, they may start taking you for granted. But leaning too heavily on authority or intimidation, they breeds resentment and fractures relationships. The key is balance. Those who command real respect combine competence with clear boundaries. They don't beg for recognition. They establish standards quietly and consistently. They're approachable but firm, generous but not naive. Their steadiness makes them anchors in chaotic environments. Machiavelli observed, "Love is preserved by obligation, but fear by the dread of punishment." While harsh at first glance, this is about predictability and fairness. Boundaries are not cruelty, they're clarity. Without them, Even your kindness loses its meaning. Start practicing boundaries today. Say no, without over-explaining. Step away from conversations that waste your time. Stop doing favors for those who never reciprocate. Distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy. Over time, people begin to respect your time because you respect it first. Respect leads to recognition, and recognition leads to influence. But make sure your boundaries are fair and consistent. Arbitrary harshness breeds distrust. Strategic, well-communicated boundaries build both trust and authority. Think of someone in your life who consistently disrespects your time, arriving late, canceling last minute, or interrupting your work. By calmly communicating your limit, you change the dynamic without drama. This is how you earn both respect and loyalty. Write in the comments, "I command respect naturally." Principle 4. Turn setbacks into insight. Setbacks, disappointments, and betrayals are not always defeats, they're data. When someone fails you, they're revealing who they are under pressure. They're showing you their priorities, values, and limits. Most people respond to such moments with emotion. They feel hurt, angry, or humiliated. They replay the situation over and over, draining their energy and clouding their judgment. Those who thrive see these experiences differently. They extract the lesson. They ask, "What did this person's behavior teach me?" Machiavelli wrote, "People reveal themselves most when they think they are safe." This is a gift, if you know how to use it. Think about the last time someone disappointed you. A friend who broke a promise, a colleague who didn't pull their weight, a partner who failed to follow through. What did you learn about their character? How did they act when the stakes rose? This is valuable intelligence. It helps you predict patterns and make wiser choices in the future. Most disappointment comes not from deception, but from ignoring early signals. We see red flags, but convince ourselves they're not real. The person who learns from setbacks starts recognizing these patterns early. They notice when actions don't match words. They spot conditional loyalty. They understand that kindness can sometimes have hidden motives. This isn't paranoia, it's preparation. By trusting selectively and basing decisions on consistent patterns rather than empty promises, you protect yourself from unnecessary harm. Every challenge becomes a classroom. Every disappointment becomes an insight. Over time, you develop resilience, clarity, and a quiet wisdom that others sense but cannot copy. This is how you grow into a truly strategic, confident individual. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Setbacks teach me. Principle 5. Master the art of detachment. Those who truly excel in life don't cling to outcomes as if their worth depends on them. They strive for excellence, yet remain emotionally independent of whether things go perfectly. They aim for respect, but don't beg for validation. They enjoy relationships, but never confuse connection with dependence. This emotional distance doesn't make them cold, it makes them steady. It turns insecurity into quiet confidence. When you're not desperate, you make decisions from a place of clarity and strength. When you're prepared to walk away rather than compromise your values, people start treating you with seriousness. And when your happiness is not tied to a single result, your choices become sharper, bolder, wiser. Most people live in constant attachment. They grip tightly to jobs, relationships, reputations, anything that promises stability. This neediness makes them easy to predict, easy to manipulate, quick to panic. Machiavelli warned, "He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner affects his ruin than his preservation. In other words, clinging to ideals instead of reality often brings ruin faster than security. Detachment is not apathy. It means caring without becoming enslaved. It's preparing multiple paths, investing in outcomes while not being ruled by them, hoping for the best and planning for the worst. A detached person leaves toxic situations because they value peace over fear. They negotiate from strength because they're not terrified of losing an opportunity. They attract people who respect them because they respect themselves first. This is the quiet power of detachment. When you're not needy, you become rare. When you're not dependent, you become magnetic. When you're not emotionally attached, you become free. How can you develop this? Create options. Never tie your entire security to one job, one person, or one income stream. Options create freedom. Freedom breeds confidence. Build internal worth. Stop waiting for other people's approval. Sharpen your skills. Achieve meaningful goals. Craft a life you enjoy independently. Practice walking away. Leave bad deals, disrespectful people, or draining situations. Each time you practice walking away, the fear of loss weakens and your power strengthens. The one who can walk away from anything can approach everything with composure. The one who needs nothing can build everything. The person detached from outcomes achieves results without losing their peace. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am freely powerful. Principle 6. Harness silence and mystery. Mystery creates gravity. The less others can predict your next move, the more they respect your presence. The less you over-explain, the more weight your words carry. The less you reveal unnecessarily, the more your insights feel valuable. Most people talk endlessly. They explain every choice, announce every plan, and overshare vulnerabilities. That makes them easy to read, easy to misinterpret, and easy to manipulate. As Machiavelli said, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Silence, on the other hand, creates a quiet force around you. Pausing before you answer signals composure. Holding back your plans until they're ready signals control. Choosing your words sparingly signals depth. When you stop speaking for validation, you begin to speak with intention. This doesn't mean being secretive or antisocial. It means communicating strategically. You can be approachable without being an open book. You can be friendly without exposing every thought. You can be social without losing your edge. Think of the people you respect most. Do they broadcast every plan before acting? Or do they keep certain things private, letting results speak louder than words? Here's how to start. Stop explaining to those who didn't ask. You owe no one a novel-length justification for your choices. Keep your plans private until they're fully formed. Not everyone needs to know your next steps. Embrace pauses. Silence after a question gives you time to think and often prompts others to reveal more than they intended. The person who speaks less often says more. The person who shares less often knows more. The person who maintains mystery naturally holds more influence. People respect what they can't easily predict. They value what they can't casually replace. Be mindful, be deliberate, and be intentional with your words. In doing so, you amplify your influence without saying a single extra syllable. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Mystery is power. Principle 7. Shape fortune through boldness. Some wait endlessly for the perfect moment. Others create the moment. Some hope luck will knock on their door. Others build the door themselves. Fortune tilts toward the bold, because they're already moving while others hesitate. They act while others overthink. They decide while others debate. Machiavelli observed, "Fortune is the arbiter of one half of our actions, but she still leaves us to direct the other half." Life gives you circumstances, but it also gives you choice. Waiting for the ideal condition is waiting for a mirage. Perfect conditions rarely come. Permission often isn't granted. Guarantees almost never exist. This isn't about recklessness, it's about calculated courage. The greatest risk is often doing nothing. The person who never dares rarely gains anything meaningful. The one who risks blindly may lose everything. But the one who takes measured risks learns, grows, and advances consistently. How can you develop boldness? Start small. Take manageable steps. Ask for minor favors. Try low-stakes experiments. Build your confidence like a muscle. Assess the risks. Before acting, consider the worst-case scenario. If you can handle it, the action is worth taking. If not, tweak your approach. Move decisively. Once you've chosen, act promptly. Hesitation breeds doubt. Decisive action breeds momentum. Learn from attempts. Not every move will succeed, but each one teaches lessons no success alone can. Opportunities flow to those who participate. Progress belongs to those who move. While others wait for the right time, you can make time right through action. While others plan endlessly, you execute with intention. While others pray for luck, you create your own chance. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I create my fortune. Principle 8. Build an untouchable identity. Your reputation is a silent asset that opens doors money cannot. It creates trust that skills alone can't earn. It shapes opportunities before you even speak. The person who cultivates an untouchable identity becomes known for reliability, competence, and integrity. This isn't built overnight. It's forged through consistency. When people see that you follow through, they start trusting your word. When they trust your word, they respect your presence. When they respect your presence, your influence multiplies. Over time, your credibility becomes self-reinforcing. Machiavelli wrote, "People judge more by the eye than by the hand. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Building an untouchable identity goes beyond appearances. It requires genuine self-mastery. You can't fake confidence forever. You can't pretend to be unstoppable without actually developing the discipline, mindset, and skills to back it up. Self-mastery begins with self-awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Recognize your triggers and limitations. You can't improve what you won't acknowledge. Next comes self-discipline. Honor your commitments. Show up on time. Do what you said you'd do, especially when nobody's watching. Discipline builds self-trust, and self-trust builds external respect. Finally, cultivate self-reliance. Don't outsource your happiness or your sense of worth. Don't wait for permission to pursue your ambitions. The more you rely on your own judgment, the steadier and stronger you become. When you pair a strong reputation with self-mastery, you create an identity that's untouchable. People can't easily undermine what's principled and consistent. They can't manipulate what's grounded and self-reliant. They can't sway what's built on clarity and confidence. Becoming untouchable doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means engaging from a place of power instead of need. It means enjoying relationships without depending on them. It means celebrating success without clinging to it. It means welcoming respect without basing your worth on it. This balance forms the foundation of an untouchable identity, someone admired, respected, and sought after, yet firmly grounded in their own values. Now you've learned Machiavelli's lessons on personal power and influence. You see that strength is not a gift, it's earned. You understand that success favors the deliberate and that clarity beats naivety every time. But remember, knowledge without action is a locked door. Principles without practice produce no transformation. Understanding without execution changes nothing. The question isn't whether these ideas work, history proves they do. The question is whether you'll live them. Will you see through human nature or stay blind to it? Will you manage your reactions or let them manage you? Will you set firm boundaries or continue being overlooked? Will you turn setbacks into insight or stay trapped in frustration? Will you practice detachment or cling to outcomes? Will you speak with intention or overshare unnecessarily? Will you take bold action or wait for perfect timing? Will you build an untouchable identity or remain easily shaken? These choices carve your future. They determine whether you guide your life or let life guide you. Machiavelli didn't invent these truths. He simply observed them. He mapped the patterns. He handed us the blueprint. But a blueprint is useless without building. Resilience and influence aren't inherited. They're developed through clarity, through practice, through the courage to act while others hesitate. Nothing can hold you back once you internalize these lessons, but understanding alone is never enough. You must embody them. You must live them. The world is waiting for your strength. Your loved ones benefit from your steadiness. Your future is shaped by your decisions today. Step fully into your potential. If this message opened your eyes to how real success and influence work, hit the like button. For more insights on building unshakable power, subscribe and tap the notification bell. Share this with someone who needs these lessons. Your transformation starts now. Your empowered life begins today. The only question is, will you take the first step? Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I am empowered and unstoppable. The choice is yours. Make it count.